Hi, Latoya Lattimore here, co-CEO, President of Residential Services within the Lattimore Group Real Estate Team, and I am back with another Hump Day Market Update. That's right, bringing you the newest and latest trends when it comes to the real estate market. So this week we have a very special topic for you. So you're probably wondering, and this is on the minds of many in the United States, can I expect to see a rush of foreclosures this fall? So if you are a homeowner who's currently in forbearance or behind on your mortgage payments, you're probably wondering, is this a time that I'm going to go into foreclosure, which is a very legitimate concern. And I want to make sure that I clear the air for you and I'm able to make sure that you feel really well informed about the situation right now. Also, if you are an investor who is used to finding foreclosures, you're probably wondering, am I going to get a good deal? Or if you're a homeowner who is thinking about purchasing, or someone who's looking to purchase a foreclosure, you're probably wondering, am I going to have a wide variety? Am I going to have options? Will I get a good deal come this fall when it comes to foreclosures? Well, let's talk about that, everybody, because this is a hot topic right now. So what I want to say is that today versus what we experienced in 2008, night and day difference, you guys. And there's two critical facts as to why what is happening now with this COVID pandemic is completely different than 2008. Number one, we have forbearance extensions, okay? And the other fact is that there's strong home ownership equity. So let's start with the forbearance extensions, okay? So number one, under the CARES Act, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the CFPB, everyone's familiar with that. Under the CARES Act, folks have been granted 180-day extensions on making their mortgage payments, okay? Now, in addition, because of the CARES Act, you've also been added or been giving another 180-day extension on top of that, meaning that you can actually have 360 days of not making any payments, okay? So fact number one, forbearance extensions are in place. And so with that being the case, no, you're not going to see a flood of foreclosures this fall, okay? The other important fact, and this is good to know, especially if you are a homeowner, okay? There's strong home ownership equity right now, which is completely different than what happened in 2008. In 2008, you had many people that were upside down. They owed $300,000, but their house probably only valued for $200,000. So there was no equity and no way to get out of their situation. Whereas today, of all the people that are from the Mortgage Monitor report, of all the homeowners that are actually in a forbearance right now, 77% of those homes have at least 20% equity, okay? Now I'm going to show you this graph here that's going to break this down to where you really get a clear picture of what you can expect if you're a homeowner, okay? So let's take a look at the graph. So as you can see here, of all active foreclosures which are passed due on their mortgage payment, 77% have at least 20% equity in their home. You're probably wondering, okay, well, what does that really mean from a numbers perspective? So if you look at the average population in an average city, your average population is about 6,200 people, 6,200. So if you break that down, 65% of that population owns a mortgage. The average home ownership rate is 65%. Okay, so if I break that down even smaller, that's 4,030 people in an average city that own a home. Now, if you're probably thinking, well, how many of those people are actually in a forbearance? Well, let's break down that term as well. So of 4,030 people, maybe 9% of those people are actually in a forbearance. And these are stats that you can pull from True Statistics, okay? So what that means is of 9% in forbearance, if I started off with that 6,200, 4,030, 9%, that means about 365 people in a town on an average are in a forbearance, okay? So with that being the case, if I break that down to 77% having at least 20% equity in their home, of that 365, 281 of those folks have at least 20% equity in their home. Okay, so now let's look at this chart here, okay? So 59% of that first number there, 365, have at least 30% equity in their home. You're probably wondering, what is equity? Well, equity is if I purchased a house for $100,000 a year ago, 5 years ago, and now 5 years later, my house is worth $200,000. I purchased it for $100,000. I probably got my mortgage balance down to about $80,000 or $90,000, and now it's worth $200,000. So that means that I have at least $110,000, $120,000 in equity, minus whatever fees to sell my property. Well, if you have 30% or more equity, just think about that. That makes a huge difference in whether I can sell my house, whether I can make some home improvements. What can I do to get out of my situation? Now, 18% actually have 20 to 30% equity in their home. 13% have 10 to 20% equity, and 9% have 0 to 10% equity. Look at that small number there. Compared to 2008, where just about everybody had negative equity, and I know I'm probably over-exaggerating, but there was a large number of folks that didn't have equity. Only 1% have negative equity with the folks that are in forbearance right now. That's a very small number. So that's your facts. Bottom line, you guys, what I'm telling you is that I don't see a flood of foreclosures. All the information out there today, what I'm telling you, what I'm bringing you here in real time, this just doesn't add up to that equation. Forbearance extensions, more homeownership equity, I don't see 2008 repeating itself. Thank you for staying tuned and listening to another episode of your Hump Day Market Update. Stay tuned for more information, and as you know, I'm going to bring it to you every week. All right, take care, take charge. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.